A personal trainer and coach business plan is about the last thing some fitness and health professionals will want to focus on. How about you? Have you got a plan? Are you running a business or are you a hobbyist? And there is nothing wrong with how you answer that question unless you have the income and revenue of a hobbyist and it feels as if you're spending the time and energy of a business entrepreneur. If you work with midlife women, I can help. I can help you recommit to definitely doing more of what you love and doing it in the way that rewards you. Because when you make more money, you have both more influence and more freedom. If you want to do more good, it requires more money. You can change things with money, whether that's through scholarships and donations or it's through your own freedom to create more programming and support more individuals. The influence you have on the world or your family will be in part due to money. This Thursday, I'm holding a special master class for personal trainers, health coaches, and women in midlife who would love to be involved in a healthier career choice. By the time we're off the class, you'll know if this is the right choice for you right now and how to really start, grow, or scale your business. And you'll also know why I think right now is the absolute right time. Link in the show notes, or if you have a great memory, flipping 50, and that's all spelled out, no numbers, flipping50.com/specialist dash masterclass for the details. All right. Are you a personal trainer or coach, or you want to be? You need a business plan. That, in some circles, is called a proforma. Bear with me just for a minute. I'm Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast, where usually I address marketing and sales strategies, but sometimes we'll share with you hormone balancing exercise tips so that you can help the midlife women in your community get better results and elevate your own status as a trainer, as the expert and authority in your field. Let's launch into this business plan for trainers who maybe have the feeling that this is all about gyms and equipment and exercise and motivation. Really, you will have to have a business plan, one that outlines how many customers you need and how much you'll have to charge them and how you'll get them. You'll need to project how much the advertising and the marketing will cost you and how much it costs to get every single person as a lead. You'll have to project the amount of revenue from every client, the average time every client will remain a client, and if they'll pay you monthly, annually, or another frequency. Because, hey, banks like to know that kind of thing. And even if you aren't going to use any borrowed money, and you're just going to invest very little to start your online business, you are going to want to do your own homework. How are you going to be heard above the other trainers and coaches? Because it's busy out there. Loud and noisy trainers want the same customers as you do. So you'll need to pay somehow to get your message in front of them, unless, of course, you're a celebrity. Nervous? Well, you can relax. Because although all those things are definitely true and things you'll need to think about before you really declare yourself a business, before you incorporate and decide if LLC is the best for you, if you can secure the business name you want, or whether somebody has already trademarked it and could sue you. Just relax about all of that. We'll talk about that another time. You may, though, be interested in walking through it with the Flipping 50 Fitness Specialist 2.0 10-month program. I'll link to that in the show notes. The business plan I'm about to share today is a whole lot more down to earth. Your personal trainer and coach business plan, this is not your typical business plan. So if you're hoping I'll give you that, like a pro forma, let me get clear. This is the plan most out of balance. If the pro forma business plan is going to happen, you need to get this one in order. Listen, if you're driven to success, say in your own fitness and your own fitness business goals, there's a chance that when you begin working on your business, you'll let other assets you need to build slide. Here's how to keep this three-legged stool in balance. There was so much business pivoting that more creating, more keyboard time, more learning time, more online meetings all had to happen in this 2020 we've experienced. That squeezed something out. What was it for you? Exercise? Good food prep? Sleep? Relationships? Or did you go the other way? You focused on all those things instead of on your business. You focused on your own physical plan because let's face it, most of us as trainers and health coaches even are more comfortable working out than we are at business. And so we would probably gravitate during times of uncertainty, anxiety, to things that we know we do best. The comfort zone. That might have been a flirt with over-exercise, under-eating, hyper-diligence to an extreme for you. If you're going to be your best for the long run, which is business, you'll need all three of these things, and here they are. Three critical parts to this plan. First, in your personal trainer and health coach plan is critical part number 1, physically planning. Are you exercising in your sweet spot? Are you planning your own meals ahead? Are you prioritizing the amount of rest that you need? Look, most first-time trainers, health coaches, fitness instructors work just a few hours a week, but they exercise an astronomical amount of time. They think that they've got to look better, do more than anyone else, be fitter than anybody else, if somehow that qualifies them. And in somebody's eyes, I'm sure that it does. But let's look at this. First, fitness outcomes from the right amount of exercise and right amount of rest really are the best kind of fitness and health. A few repetitions done to muscular fatigue and the right amount of protein, veggies, carbs, fat for each individual, along with the right amount of rest, is more potentially specific to fitness than is more volume. Personal trainer and health coach, beware and be smart. I won't get into some research circulating right now in detail anyway, that women over 40 need more volume. But I will share with you that without assessing an individual woman who also needs more rest between workouts over 40, simply giving a blank generic statement about an arbitrary research study without going into the details for her is like creating more problem with over-exercise and under-rest. Trainers is what we've got to learn to break that's happened for years is the dogma that it's more exercise and less food. That's going to create hormone havoc for women in midlife. With one article in an Idea magazine going out to hundreds and thousands of trainers and instructors who may miscommunicate its meaning, there was only one small line in that several-page spread article about rest and recovery need. And in interpreting that incorrectly, we could set women back for years. Trainers are too willing to blindly read an author's interpretation without reading the primary research and thinking through it themselves. Like the number of subjects. Was it 9 or was it 1 million? How was the research conducted? Was it a blind study? And what are all the details, like the current hormone status of the subjects and the nutritional compliance of the subjects? Okay, end of rant. But if you do take a look at that article, read it with consciousness that it's not just about volume alone. There are many ways to achieve volume if you do get on that path by weight or increase reps or frequency. And you must not do any of them alone in isolation without looking at the effect on rest and recovery, including sleep, time between reps and sets and workouts, and nutrition. While you understand the signs, a woman's hormones are messaging you and her. And if you want to become an ace at doing that, I'll point you again to the Flipping 50 Fitness Specialist. All right, critical part number 2 of your plan is mentally planning. Are you allowing yourself what it is that you need in order to be creative? And for some of us, that's quiet time and isolation. For others of it, it's like exposure to social environments and people and lots of music and noise. You have to know what it is. I personally had to guard that creativity by not taking any appointments until noon. I block off full days when I'm planning for an event or several days to do my year planning. Recently, I took 2.5 days to work on a specific project so that I could work, I could hike, eat, sleep with no distractions. And it took me a while to figure out that if I don't do something like that, I'm working more, but I'm working poor. That's a quotable. I've tried to work this into, say, a work at a purposeful trip, and I've learned that that never works. And what I mean by that is, say, last Christmas, going home to Iowa to visit my family, saying, I'm going to do my planning and I'm going to take my computer, and in the mornings and the evenings in my hotel room, I'll work. And then, you know what? I wasn't really working very effectively, and I wasn't really with my family when I was with them. I've had the same thing happen taking my son on golf tournament trips. And this is a while ago, but I experienced the same thing. At that point, I didn't have a lot of choice. I was working for somebody else, and my work had to be done in order for me to continue working for somebody else and collecting that paycheck. But it made me frantic, both about the work and about being present in the moment. So get this figured out so that you can focus. Even in this last week, I got away, but literally I didn't get away. I stayed here, but I let other people think I was away for 2.5 days to work on my next year's plan, my 12-month forecast. I know I have to do that. I have to block it off and be out. I've gotten about 15 months of planning done. I'm forecasting already for January of 2022, and it's the beginning of November 2020. But that could never have happened without time, space, and the mental bandwidth to focus on and evaluate. You need time to evaluate your business. You want to evaluate whether you're doing what you really love and the things that give you energy, and those clients or the tasks that give versus suck the energy from you, and the value of your time, and whether or not you could hire, train, and pay somebody else to do what you're doing for a lot less money so you have more time to yourself or for your business to do the things only you can. You get into business generally for 2 or more reasons. One, you want freedom. And you want that freedom to do the kind of work you want, but freedom of time and money to do it. So if you're simply working around the clock or you're broke, something is not working. You may need to dig into where your revenue really came from last year. What flowed to you easily? How much time did it take you to generate that revenue? The marketing, the delivery. And what does that mean for the amount of time and energy you place on what you do and the amount of revenue you generate? Are you earning your hourly worth? Really, when it comes down to it, your commute, your delivery, your commute again, if you're doing that? Or are you just working a lot without a real profit and loss statement that works for you? Even if you don't actually have a QuickBooks account or you don't actually have a CRM yet yourself, you can still run a profit and loss statement. Write down all the ways you earned money, in what categories, what services and products that you were selling. How much money did you earn overall? How much time did you spend doing it? And there you have your hourly value. So if you're not worth, or if you are worth more than that, then reflect on that and you can change it. Unless you can continue to raise your rates and charge $100 or $200 an hour or $500, it's going to be hard to make a good living training exclusively and then also have a life. No matter where you live, you've got to have some free time and be able to enjoy yourself. So if you're not right now creating a course or a program or package, this might sound a little foreign to you, all of it. And yet maybe it's time for you to take a look at how you will someday scale your business so that it's not just all you leading personal training sessions or boot camps or group fitness. It's not all you coaching by phone, but you do have a program or a group. Maybe you don't even coach. Some passive income from a course or a book or a product that helps you make money when you're not required to be there to make the money. And finally, critical part number 3, the last leg on this 3-legged stool is spiritually planning. Look, and this is by no means me preaching at you, but fill yourself up. Maybe for you, that's something specific, or it's alone time. Maybe it's partly your exercise or outdoor time. Whatever it is for you, acknowledge it and then guard it. I am personally more spiritual than I am religious. So I pray, but more so I meditate, very loose with that term, and I enjoy quiet time and time in nature. You'll find me in church on Christmas Eve and giving thanks before family dinners, but I won't so much be in church regularly. But if somebody asked me to teach Sunday school or help with Bible school, I'd do that in a heartbeat. You need to know what fills you up spiritually, because that's going to play into your creativity and into you getting good rest and being able to exercise in a quality way. Each of these 3-legged pieces of the stool are important because each one will feed into the next one. Whether you are spiritual or religious, believe in something beyond you. And this moment is sometimes really necessary in business to keep going. Seeing this, meaning like a tough moment, as just something others have gone through and you're going to potentially go through again, something with meaning and meant to lead you to the next step, that can make all the difference when things are hard. And if you're really running a business, not a hobby, it will be hard. There will be hard decisions about people who let you down or disappoint you. And you'll make business decisions not on the emotion, but on numbers. That's 3 legs. The 3 legs I told you about. But there is another consideration in your personal trainer and your coach business plan. The extended part of your business. If and when you're ready to hire a team, even a virtual assistant for the first step, you want to check on whether they are taking care of themselves. Did they get enough sleep, exercise, and take their vitamins? Did they have all 3 legs of the stool working for them? There you have it. 3 critical components to a personal trainer and coach business plan that don't include your revenue, your assets, your marketing plan, but instead includes the foundation from which you'll be able to make objective decisions about those parts of your business. Questions, comments? Leave them below the show notes at fitnessmarketingmastery.com/business plan. And if you're working with women in midlife, and hey, who is not? Especially if you are one or you'd like to start working with women, I'll link to a special masterclass I'm teaching about why right now is the absolute best moment in history to start and or grow and scale your business. The masterclass will cover 3 secrets about now, you, and how to coach women in menopause. What are you waiting for? They need us more than ever right now.